Greetings, adventurers, to the ADHD&D Academy. I am your host, Stephen. Oh, look, that's Stephen Kerrigan. And with me is a band of adventurers, the likes of which the world has never seen and will never again, because if I can't have them, no one can. With me, as ever, is the co-founder of ADHD&D Academy, Mr. Jason. Say hello, please.
Oh, they've definitely seen me before.
Back from his sojourn, we have Mr. Senor Kevin. I don't know why I
Hello,
felt the need.
I'm back.
I don't know why I felt the need to go into Spanish. My partner has been like aggressively like not speaking to me in English certain times to like force me to get my Spanish vocabulary better. It's been so amazingly helpful. Um, the rogue in the shadows, Ketlin, played by Michael. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
And last again, that's so weird because I didn't plan it. We have Dom playing the role of Sal. It's so weird. I just randomly selected again. And it's crazy.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's like I've accepted it. It's fine. Guys, we're back. Oh my goodness. Did we miss
back.
a week? No, we didn't miss a week, did we?
No, we did
It
not.
just it feels like longer because I think well, I had a work trip where a connecting flight got canceled. It was just this whole nightmare, which I was describing to everyone before we got on. So I guess it just feels longer to me, but wow, we did it. We're back. 2 in a row.
I mean, I think this is actually 8 in a row.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean,
It's also 2 in a row.
it's also 2 in a row.
2 in a row plus 2 in a row.
It can be both. 8, I don't know if you know this, but 8 in a row is technically 2 in a row as well. Just
It's actually 4 2 in a rows.
2 sets of 4.
All right, we get it. You guys can do math.
Get those multiplication tables down.
We are here. Okay, so we kind of didn't resolve everything that was happening, but you guys are in the temple. You have beaten the enemies. You are standing in the foyer of you should hear how I pronounce La Croix. You are standing in the foyer of this ruined temple. We have, why didn't it switch over? Great, here we are. There you guys are. Here I am. So we know that you guys are getting to level 3, but you do have to rest before you get all of those features. So we will okay. We're just going to pick right back up into the action. You guys have come out here. We are logistically figuring out how much gold we can get away with. I believe is where the discussion was left off last time. Ketlin's aiming to carry 100 pounds of gold. What are the rest of you guys doing in this moment?
Holy crap, guys! Look at all the gold we have.
I think we're all just trying to figure out how to physically get this gold out of here.
Okay, so you guys are. I think it's safe to assume you are going to logistically calculate how much gold you can physically carry, and that's how much you're going to take, or no?
Well, let's sit down and talk about it.
Right. So you guys. So there's these stone benches. The energy is a lot more calm. The lights are still on. The semi-precious stones that make up the elemental conduit have dimmed noticeably, but they are still there. The energy is still flowing in the way that it was. It's just now a little bit more diffuse. So yeah, you have this is your second assignment that you guys ever did, right?
Second, but technically we're working on 3 at once here.
Yeah.
3. Which ones were you guys doing?
Well, so we
Little House on the Ferry.
And then we think Dirk put in 2 requests. One was to help him in the swamp, and the other was to make the swamp puppy feel better.
Absolutely, yeah. But he did admit you did get him to admit that, but you guys didn't pick up that assignment.
Right.
No, we did
So
not.
we
yeah.
did an assignment we're not assigned to.
But we did
Right.
at the end of last episode. I did try and get Dirk to sign off on our approval for making Swamp Puppy feel better, as well as get him to sign that this was technically both of them. So, and
Well,
also,
okay.
what's
So
Dirk have to
he'll
say about
sign.
this goal, about his claim to this gold?
Well, look here, fellas. I'll tell you something. It's been a long time since Dirk with a K's needed any gold. All right. So y'all can have it. Also, it might be evil.
Yeah, maybe.
That's true. It's very wise philosophy that money is evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, money can't buy happiness, but money can rent an hour ride on a griffin, and that's pretty fucking fun. So,
true.
if you
Yeah.
ain't smiling on the back of a griffin, you doing something wrong, friend. All right, ain't no amount of gold can fix that, and that's just from Dirk with a K.
I pull out a little notebook and write down, "Go for Griffin ride."
Yeah. Didn't know that was a thing. All right.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I remember
for it.
this gold smelling bad too. So I don't know if I trust us taking too much of it.
Well, it's been cleansed with the taint.
Right.
the taint has been cleansed. You did not use the taint to cleanse the gold.
No,
Right.
cleansed alongside the taint,
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
not with the taint. No one's rubbing there. Never mind. Let's just keep it at least PG-13 or rated R.
Somebody hands you a piece of gold. You're like, hold on a second. All right, there you go.
Culture's different
I mean,
here. Some people
Instead of
take a
rubbing
bite
it
out
out
of
and
it.
cleaning the apple, it's like, hold on, there you go. All right, she's clean. All right,
has
yeah.
been detainted.
What is the gold situation? I think we're gonna have to force an answer so we can move this train along. What is the gold? What are you guys doing?
Well, we're going to see if Dirk has anything at camp he might let us borrow to.
Well, I'm saying
traverse.
this room. Like, we haven't left this room yet.
Oh no, we haven't, but we're trying to
Okay.
figure out how to
Okay.
how much we can feasibly take with us back to camp.
Well,
then
I
leave
mean,
the
if you
rest of it
guys like
behind.
grab some, you could create like a little sled
Yeah,
or
that's-
something. Like, you know, there's a couple ways
Well-
to. Yeah. Mhm.
When first episode when we went to the wet forest, I had brought a boat. It's still near his camp.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So you just gotta,
Okay.
rig
Well,
up a little
but
system to
Nishant
roll it
isn't
around.
here. Okay, but you can't use the boat because Nishant isn't here to calculate how the weight versus water displacement that a
Oh,
shallow.
Then we'll just have to do it by trial and error with a shovel.
We can
Um,
drag it.
So let's just do it simple, where we kind of did the math. You guys could it was 5,000 pieces of gold is 100 pounds, right?
Roughly. Yep. I
Okay.
think so.
So I will let you each carry 100 pounds of gold.
That was what Ketlin can carry.
Yeah, and that's what I'm allowing everyone to carry.
Well, all right.
Because you have to think about the logistics. You are physically carrying, like, if you have to go on a hike, now do that same hike with 100 pounds. Now, granted, this is a fantasy world and you have superhuman abilities.
May I just
But-
interject with welcome everyone to ADHD&D Academy math class.
An actual play podcast where we instantly lose the thread and go off onto a tangent. I got through most of what this is. Honestly, if you're tuning in and you have no idea, I can explain it to you. I can't understand it for you.
Actually, what's
I-
kind of hilarious about the 100-pound thing is my
So
current
weird.
carried weight is 80, but my carrying capacity is 180. So I literally can only feasibly carry 100 pounds
Mm-hmm.
of extra stuff
But
right
the
now.
great
So it's
thing
just
about
like,
it,
bam, perfect.
the great part about it is bed rolls are like 5 pounds and worth 5 silver. So
they
you can just
also-
leave that and get a bunch of gold instead.
Well, that's how I'm going to carry the gold is in the bedroll.
Oh.
Also, I did bring this up last time. If you guys are walking back 500 pounds of gold, like, everyone is gonna see it.
That's what backpacks are for.
But you're clearly carrying something. All right, whatever. You guys decide, and the world will respond accordingly.
But yeah,
All right.
do not pass go straight back to school.
So I think Ketlin's gonna say, so guys, what do we want to do about all the gold? We can't carry all of it, right? Like there's a lot here.
Yeah, we'd have to like hire a company to come ship this for us if we
And
wanted
I
to
don't
keep
know
all of it.
anybody to trust to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of
think
gold,
Hmm.
the I think this is the opening of the first bank of Dirk. Okay.
maybe. And so, like, I definitely want to keep some money for myself. Or as you have been a stickler about giving things back to the school. How are you feeling about all this gold?
Oh, we absolutely have to report it.
But what if we don't?
No, we have to report it. The rules on keeping gold is a lot different than like magical artifacts and items.
Okay. What are the rules on keeping gold?
It's kind of like you have to report it, but the final say is up to the headmaster. But I haven't heard of anyone like losing the gold that they collect on adventuring.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I'm
that's good
definitely going to
news.
be donating some of mine to the school.
Well, I have some plans for donations also, but
I can send a portion back to my temple, and
I feel like this is going to be a very extended version of the term donation of what Ketlin has planned.
well, there's people that I want. There's, I have some debts that I would like to settle. Um, but also like donating to the school is cool and reporting it is great. But let's be honest, this is more money than the school can possibly use. Like, what happens if we give the school this much money?
I think we're going to have to just find out because
Maybe, but what if? All right, so no, I want to make clear I'm not trying to take all of this gold for myself. There is no way I can spend all of this money. I am worried that bad things are going to happen to us if we show up with $1 billion. Well, I don't know how much gold is here, but like a city's worth of gold. Like, uh, I don't know what the school is. I don't know if I trust the school to have this money.
We're doing them a favor, honestly.
well, I mean, who would we trust to have this money?
Well,
Because
that's
we
I
got to
don't know if
report
there's
it
anyone. I'm
unless we're
wondering
dropping
if we
out of
should just
school.
bury it back in here. What if we
Hmm.
take 5,000 apiece and then just destroy the temple on top of the rest of the gold?
How would we even destroy the temple? Like collapse it?
It seemed pretty weak.
I,
Well,
I like smashing.
We
right.
can
He's
buy
good at breaking.
explosives.
We'll keep smashing here.
Like, I'm
But
just wondering if it should stay hidden.
While you guys are talking about this, just for my knowledge, who did anybody take the staff off the altar?
um, I remember I
We
picked it up and it
tried.
was like so heavy that it needed both Ragnar and I to hold it.
That's right.
So I think we
That
left it.
well, that was when the guy was active. That's when the guy was alive.
I
Or
thought
wait,
he was
I
dead.
think it was
you have to. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys didn't find out why it felt heavy. That's right. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
And that is the sound of a group of people deciding whether how hard to metagame.
How hard to metagame? Um, don't worry about that kind of thing because it's nothing crazy, but
yeah.
there is a mechanic. Anyway,
So
okay.
from Orz's standpoint, this is pretty straightforward. We take anything that we can carry, and we're gonna have to notify the school about it once we get back. And then what happens from there is either like we're gonna have to work it out probably with the school as part of the reporting.
So and Aura, you guys would have
And
known this
that's
from
yeah.
what Aura's described is exactly what you guys got in orientation. That's like they fully understand that adventurers loot. It's part of it. Things of like exceptional value of interest, like people report to the school of like some of the assignments you've seen that like other people are take are like an adventuring party spotted or heard reports of like a werewolf terrorizing this, like go investigate. 5 points. And like the whole assignment is to go get more information so that they can issue another bet, like to issue a proper, okay, here's what we need to do to fix the situation, or nothing at all, you know. So it's there's a whole like subculture at the school of like non-combatant adventurers that like are just like explorers and or crafters. Like they don't really like the fighting part of it, but neither here nor there. Um yeah, so I think we're kind of, you guys are going to carry everything you can and head on out, and then I guess report or not report is a decision when you guys get to the school, huh?
Yeah, because I think even if like it would be good to report the temple in general and the fact that we found this guy who has been down here preparing evil magic for an unknown amount of time.
Yeah.
This seems like there is a bigger situation going on here that it would be good to get some insight from some more experienced, like paladins or druids or people who might know more about this stuff than we do.
That makes
So
sense to me. Yeah.
I'd like to be able to like report this place so they can come investigate. You know, whether or not we destroy the local economy along the way, it might be a bit above our pay grade to decide that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we also may have just saved the rec center.
Yeah.
Oh,
We did it, guys. Now they won't be able to shut down the gymnastics team. We got
That is-
funding.
That is
Yeah.
your
The art
80s
program's
movies,
alive again.
80s
we
generic
used
movie
to,
reference.
Jason, you remember we used to always do that? It's like, oh, good, we saved the community center or whatever. It's like, whatever it was, I don't even remember. When we're skipping cutscenes in video games or anything, we used to always just go, "Oh, good, we saved the community center." Skip. Like, I don't give a shit. Anyway, okay, great. So you guys pack up, bunch of gold. Dirk doesn't take any.
We
You guys notice that?
will enlist Dirk to, keep a watchful eye over this place as it is his wet forest, and
Yeah, man, I don't know, because I don't think that guy can get in my head no more, because he's dead. So
Oh yeah.
might be time for Dirk with a K to shuffle on.
Will you go back to your wife?
Who? Uh,
Oh.
Oh, well.
what about the swamp puppy?
oh, I think Billy's coming along for the ride, ain't you, Billy? You see this, like, I don't know, like, if you've visualized it yet, but like an alligator wagging his tail is like fun, cute, and also very dangerous. So, like, I think at this point, you guys are very cognizant of not standing behind him when he wags his
It's a
tail.
lot of mass moving around.
It is like he knocks shit over all the time.
I've already headcanoned him as the alligator from Peter Pan, the Disney cartoon, of just like the
Oh,
happy
okay,
gator.
yeah, that's fun. I like that. I'll take that.
Mhm.
So let it be written. All right. All right. Anything else while you guys are here?
Well, it's like a day's hike. Should
Yeah.
we take a long rest before we go back to town? Should we rest here and then go back?
I think we should let's take a long rest back upstairs, I think. Back at the camp.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
We're gonna do some light work just to, cover the tracks and make it so the goal isn't painfully obvious
Yeah,
to
close the
any
doors behind us.
wanderbys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just because the taint has been cleansed doesn't mean that you should still rest in the taint.
Right, good point.
that that physically hit me. Okay. So you guys make your way back outside. Once you do so, let me go ahead and get you guys back on the correct map. You have
Go ahead and set
you
up the screen
emerge.
share on the stream for those who are watching live.
Yes, for those of you watching live, so we are back now to the entrance of the temple. Just to catch the audience back up, it was this singular rectangular structure, very dilapidated and ruinous. The plaques, some information that doesn't pertain to any current history, is around. There is the statue of the having the context that you guys now have when you come back up, you'll realize that the statue that's up front of this person praying is like of a time of prior to the fall of this enclave of proto druids. Okay, so as you guys, what order do you guys come up the stairs?
I'll head up, I think, near the front, just because armor.
Okay.
I'll also tell you if coming in from the front of the pack also.
Okay.
I'll probably be behind because my pack is very heavy and I'm probably the smallest person, lightest person, weakest.
Brag. Okay. Okay. And then who's pulling Elwin along?
I
I can
am.
do it for now.
Yep. I
Okay.
can't control the map.
Yep.
But
Just let me know. Okay.
yep.
So as you
Elwin,
guys come up, sorry, go ahead. Oh,
just sorry. Elwin is at the middle of the pack.
okay. Bra. As you guys come up the stairs and go back into the middle of the temple, you see four figures that are investigating the temple. Closest to you here, so about, what are we saying that is? We are saying that's about 10-15 feet away in front of the statue. You guys come up the stairs behind the statue, you round the corner, you see all these people, and there's this moment of like everyone looks at each other of what? And you see there is Githyanki, a half orc, a humanoid looking woman, and in the far back there's a humanoid man. And there's this moment of, oh,
Hey,
the
gang.
fuck you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Dirk, do you know these guys?
So the Githyanki up front is going to look at you, Orez, and go, Orez, I didn't think I'd find you in one of the combat assignments.
Oh, we were just helping the swamp puppy here.
Yeah, and you don't know this person, but you recognize him as one of the other coaches. And his name is
Guess that would be the
Kalok.
first thing would be, or is to be like, oh, you're with the school. I don't think we've had the pleasure. I'm Orez. I'm one of the coaches, as you know. What's your name?
The only pleasure would be as if I were to pound you into the ground. Why are you at my assignment?
Well, we were at our assignment. We actually just got the signature, and I like flashed the piece of paper. This is Dirk. He submitted it to help with Billy here, the swamp puppy or alligator, as you may identify him, and we've helped him. So, and we also completed your assignment. Just kind of the way it worked out.
I don't identify lesser beings. And I don't give a shit if you're at my temple. This is our assignment, and we will be completing it.
It's a little late for that. Just logistically, you can't. It's already been completed.
The half orc next to the Githyanki takes a step forward and puts his hand on the largest sword you've ever seen. That is protruding, like Buster Sword kind of thing. Like the handle is over his right shoulder, and he's like starting to reach up for it. And the coach looks at him and like gives like a very minimal like, "Nah, we're not," and he stops.
Sure. Could you let him know that it's already done?
Well, hey, look, it is getting late, and I am so tired. This looks like a whole thing, and I would like to leave now. And he's gonna try to back out of this window, and then basically like an arrow's gonna like like right in front of him. Um, and you guys can roll a perception check to see if you can identify where it came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hold my shield up in the air and I'm just like, hey, no need for that.
Got a 19.
Okay.
Forgot to roll in the right
Totally
app.
I don't care if it's in the roll tracker. I mean, I'm going physical. I'm gonna do the math.
21.
You know,
19.
21's good, 19's good. Yeah. Okay. So this arrow came like it's kind of strange because from where the arrow is pointing and where it hit, if you follow it backward, there's no cover from like where it came. Like you don't see where it would have been fired from in any sense of the word. Like it's not like there are too many places to choose from. It's like there are no places to choose from. So where did it come from? Great. Okay. So those that has happened. Dirk backs up from the window. He's like, okay, all right, now we can all do this peacefully. That's no problem at all.
So what's the plan here, fellas? Because we got our assignment done. We were going to head on out here and go report it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I notice y'all are standing in the way of us getting back to the school.
We're all part of the same school. I don't see why we're going to have a problem.
I don't see how there could be a problem, so long as you let us complete our assignment. If you say it's already done, then I guess that's just easy points for us.
I mean, not necessarily easy points for you because it's done by us. We did all the work.
But do you have this? And he pulls out the assignment. This is what you have to turn in for credit.
Like, no, but we have the guy here who already signed off and said that it's been complete.
He signed your assignment that Billy is back. He didn't sign. You don't have the assignment for him to sign.
I had him put a blurb in there that it was the other assignment as well.
Okay.
The whole conversation.
Yeah, well, he never agreed. Okay. Well then, it seems we are at an impasse because I will not have points taken from me.
I mean, didn't see your name on him.
Very well. And he'll start taking a step forward and drawing his weapon.
You're really going to fight us over. Okay. Like,
This is
I
against
don't know.
80. This is against the Academy Code 43B.
Yeah,
Shall not start unsanctioned combat with fellow students.
You see the everybody give me a insight check.
Ooh,
20.
16
Natural?
No.
You got that
Like,
natty? Oh.
20. Not natural.
Hey, if you can't produce your own dopamine, store-bought is fine. On a 20, this person is walking forward about to like assault a cleric of peace. On a 20, even in a chaotic Lord of the Flies, the school is not Lord of the Flies, but it's definitely a chaotic environment. You like if you can get away with it, it's it's like one of those kinds of places. There's just too much happening for like all the rules to be followed all the time. So much as I would love it, they um their party setup has this person there has the cleric in the middle, which is classic, but you guys also realize that it's not just that they're in the middle, it's that they are surrounding, like there is a protective pocket around this person, and it's almost like one of those things where you can there's like a gravitational like boundary around some people. They just kind of have that kind of energy, and you guys realize that this is the cleric Githyanki half orc. Like this party is so optimally structured that it could only be one thing, and that's noble, huge, paid for support that like got into the school, and it's about this very wealthy person. As this Githyanki takes a step forward and begins drawing their weapon, or as you recite the school code that references, the coaches you cannot just like attack other parties to like improve your standing and this, that, and the other. It's not in the spirit of the competition. So that causes the Githyanki to pause. As the same time, the cleric takes a step forward and gently, which stops him. You're not sure if like you reciting the code or her just gently stops them, but they're pulled back and they take a half step back and re-center their weapon. Well, it's true that we cannot fight, much as I would enjoy seeing it. But it's a long way back to the school, and I'm not leaving here with nothing.
All I could really say is don't drink the water. um, I mean, have a look around, but we're gonna go on ahead. Dirk, you can go, buddy. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the old dusty trail. Although it's pretty wet out here, it ain't much dust around. It's more flies and skeeters and stuff you got to worry about. One time yeah, all right, I'm gonna head on out.
Dusty trail, soggy trail.
And he's gonna like do this like edging around somebody, like sidestepping with their shoulders like around, like through the people. And you see Billy's gonna kind of imitate him by like doing like a comic, like I'm sneaking walk. And they will
Be suspicious.
yeah, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. And they will yeah, they'll head on. They'll head on.
Bye, Dirk. Bye, Puppery.
Yeah, come on by. Stop by anytime.
Okay.
Billy's gonna miss y'all. Okay. You see the cleric take a couple steps forward, and comes in front of you, Orez, and goes, "I would like to apologize for the enthusiasm our coach shows. They are quite intent on helping us succeed at school, me specifically, unfortunately. Corellia."
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm very enthusiastic about my group too, so I guess I kind of get it.
Go ahead and give me a history check when she says her name.
Kind of hoping for a bad roll here.
Oh, by the way, the map got all dark
8.
for me,
Yep, me too.
What?
so it's dark on the stream.
Oh.
I think it was
Oh.
once you moved
Oh,
out.
I think because I don't know if your character token is triggered for vision.
Ooh.
Might be when
Okay, I can see now.
I can see.
If anybody can't see, do let me know, because vision got turned off on your tokens, and I don't
I can't
know
see.
why.
Oh, there we go.
And if you have dark vision, do let me know. Or
I
if you
should
can,
have.
if you can change it, feel free.
I can't see my people anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's dark.
should be good now.
Yep.
It was a 8 on the history roll. Really?
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those like fancy names that like Ivy League. It's like there's a strata of society that names their all the Corellios von, blah blah blah.
Just like multiple syllables. You must be important.
Right, exactly. So there is a moment where you catch her like reacting to you not reacting to her name. Anybody else wants to do a history check, you can as well.
No, I'm curious.
Gonna be probably pretty bad.
14.
I got a 10.
Yeah, you just got to beat a 10.
15.
So when she says Corellia, you guys immediately jump to Corellia, Corellia Rose Cabia. And just to remind you guys, you are in the Cabian Empire.
Say that one more time. You said
So you guys recognize, so Corellia, you guys recognize the name if you beat a 10 instantly of Corellia Rose Cabia. And as a reminder, you guys the school exists in the Cabian Empire.
So she would be a member of the royal family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I just do like not like a full formal bow, but like just a tiny bit.
And
Uh,
you see she does the noble, like it almost looks like her head doesn't move. She like, but she does incline her head. But it's almost like so small. So she either has a very high opinion of herself or she's that high up that like it just doesn't impact her.
Everyone bows to her, right? Catelyn doesn't bow, but says, "Oh, you're royalty."
In a technical sense, the agreement between my father and the school is such that at the academy I'm a student. So Corellia is fine.
Okay.
And you see the the coach, Kalak, the Githyanki, like bares his teeth when she says that. Corellia is not fine to him.
And I do just a
Mhm.
quick little like put my hand on the mouth and I'm like, and thank you very much for the divine intervention there, eh?
Go ahead and give me a charisma
Saving throw.
Yeah.
saving throw. Exactly.
Oh god, I cannot roll now. 8.
can I give the help action by like laughing at the joke a little bit, like just to try and see if I can get other people to get that it's a joke?
Go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
At the very least, you laughing at it, I'm able to go see someone gets it.
Sound good.
Right, so
What's yep.
sorry, I realized I got to re-roll for the help. 23.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Whew.
You see you see she laughs without like stopping herself. Like it's like and it like kind of catches her off guard. Like she's so poised that it catches her off guard. She goes, "Yes, well, um think nothing of it.
I
Um let me introduce you to the rest of my party. We have our frontline Erudar and the half orc just um magical support in the back is Philomustius. And our ranger is around here somewhere, Brad. Um, and oh crap, I gotta go to the other.
I've heard of Brad.
And you see this. Basically, let's. Okay, stand by. Do I have? That's the right way. Okay, and you see he is disturbingly close to you guys in this corner behind you guys where you like looked and like there's nothing there. Like he is disturbingly close.
My sincerest apologies. I thought we were able to identify him with our rolls earlier
Which one?
when he fired the arrow.
No,
We
you couldn't
totally
see
missed
where
him.
he was.
Oh.
Yeah, he beat you guys. He rolled a nat 20 on his
Ah.
stealth check. And he adds a lot to it anyway. So yeah, so he'll kind of saunter and yeah, everything about these people just scream like they picked the best of the best. Like the Rangers' movements are like so graceful. It's as if he's performing a dance as he's looking around the room. And you kind of just know he has dark vision, but he's not one of the races that like has dark vision. That's like how he's walking around. Same thing with Eridar. He's completely still, but there's like this energy that he's like ready to move at any time. Same thing with Phil Mustius, not getting the same kind of thing, but like there's this arcane aura that seemed to like emanate off of him as if he can like flash cast spells really fast. And she finishes introducing her party. Um, and yeah, there's a moment where you guys are just amiably
I whisper to Ketlin, "Is Urider flexing his forehead?"
think
How?
so.
Oh,
I can't
you're
tell.
referring to his forehead abs? Look at these. All right. Yeah. So you guys are
You
here.
can exercise those muscles.
So we'll just give him like the Cliff Notes version of what happened. We came to help
Mm.
Dirk, who had met on our first assignment, and we were helping him with Billy, and it brought us into the temple, and we got into some fights with some undead, and it was bad, and there was a big thing that happened. We're gonna omit the like specifics about the gold and whatnot, not that they need it.
Right.
And just let him know that like that's how we completed the assignment, and it was for Billy, not to steal their thunder or anything.
Well, sounds like you had quite an eventful adventure.
You guys would have probably had a really good time at the party we were at beforehand, which was also an accidental. There's
Oh,
fairy
yeah.
moves. It was wild.
I jumped off a waterfall.
It was beautiful. I saw it.
It was perfect form.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I believe Caitlin screamed, "I am a golden god."
Yeah, yeah, she did.
Off of the waterfall. Love it. Cool, great, cool, great, good, and great. Uh, yeah. So I mean, at the conversation, you guys would have a full conversation. I mean, she's very like, as you guys are having this conversation, you realize like she is like fully an expert at speaking to people. Like, she's like, you realize like she's not like probing you for information, but like she is getting what she is like getting a full picture out of you guys, and she hasn't really revealed much at all or anything about their party and what they've been doing. Um, there's no role necessary. As the conversation you goes on, you realize like this is a political. She's been trained forever for this, you know. And as an elf, you know, who knows how old she is, right?
And
Or an elvish looking creature. You guys don't know what she is.
as a
Oh wait, actually
fellow,
no. Sorry. The Cabian Empire, you would know, they are a family of shifters. So essentially lycanthropes.
and I was just
Interesting.
curious what if I was able to identify based off of her garb what kind of cleric she is.
Yeah, go ahead and give me perception with advantage, please, as you are a cleric.
26.
I mean,
At
unless you
20.
want to ask her directly.
I figured I'd,
Okay.
try and
Yeah, because
pick it out
that's
first
another
versus.
option. It's often overlooked, but if you guys need information, there's all these abilities and checks you can do, but you could also walk up and ask.
I just figured as a cleric, I'd probably be able to just take
Uh,
take the old eyeball at it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think it necessarily applies to this. I was more just throwing it out there. So could you remind me your role again, please?
I was a net 20 plus my
Okay.
wisdom for a 26.
Absolutely. So not only do you know what kind of cleric she is, this story is kind of famous among cleric circles. So her father, Adolf, in all the depictions, you've never seen them, but like in all the depictions, he is this like massive barrel chested like lion's mane, like almost fangs, but like vertical pupils. Like he is clearly like part lion, you know. um and is Adolfo Cabia is known as the Boundless Sun, the Empire of the Boundless Sun, and it's it's a place where everyone can come, but there's definitely the medieval type nobility structure, but there's also governors, et cetera, et cetera. Like if you were to marry Roman Empire structure with medieval title hierarchy, you'd have a good idea of the Cabian Empire. His daughter was inherited the same curse that he had, but at a very young age, vanished from the public eye for like 5 years, then came back with completely white hair. Um, still had like some shifter features. You notice her pupils are vertical as well, but her like whereas her father is this like barrel, like this lion of a man, she's like a sleek, like graceful, like almost like panther-ish. And she was set, and the Cabian tradition is that the oldest heir become like takes the same path as the parent, but she vanished for 5 years and came back as a cleric, which is not like it was this huge like rumor thing, all the things happen, but it wasn't just that she was a cleric, is that she was a cleric of the death domain, which has so many negative connotations, but the royal family hasn't really made any kind of statement of it. They're going along just like it's normal, and she is devoted to the goddess Lady Death, which is another rare thing because nobody is devoted to Lady Death. It's usually one of the sub gods, like the ferryman or the reaper, or like one of the aspects of death that has a smaller domain. So if a cleric goes like too big for their divine interventions, like it can burn that. It's the whole thing. So lots of like controversy around this person, aside from the fact that they are also the heir to the Acabian Empire. But that's it's a different thing. There's no, well, wait, what am I trying to say? No, they're the heir. Yeah, because they're the oldest. So
All right, so we're standing next to the heir to the empire that we live in.
who was who is going to school.
And just
All right.
Gotta go to school.
saved
This is
us
the
from
best
getting
school.
our ass
This is the
kicked
best
by-
adventuring school. So not only that, so then you know that if she's her and they're them, then this team is the backbreakers.
And probably number one on the school.
Well, if they were number 2, we'd know it
Yeah.
by their name.
Well, that's the other thing is like if you guys take first place, then the second place will be the backbreakers, and then third place will be we're number 2.
Yeah, we're gonna have a giant target
Yes.
on our back now.
Yeah.
And if you thought Elwinhead was gonna be able to crawl his way back into Evelyn's good graces, kicking her down the ranking is not gonna do it.
Elwin's got this.
I mean, can't stop, won't stop.
I can't wait for her to come back. She's gonna. You what?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're third place now.
Okay. Nobody. Okay. Let's not tell Nishant when we release the episode, so he doesn't know. Okay. Oh God, is he watching? All right.
You
Okay.
better not be watching.
Maybe he's watching.
I don't want to
Just-
play today. I just want to watch you guys play.
Needed the day off to watch some.
Which I mean,
Playcast.
honestly, that's totally fine.
Yep.
If he's- Maybe he's watching with his parents. That's fine.
I mean,
Okay.
if he would have, they could have been guest players.
Yeah, we
Oh,
would
yeah.
have brought him on.
That
But,
would've been
uh,
awesome.
Elwin visits his parents, and his parents are played by his parents. Okay, I'll work on that. Don't worry.
So,
all right.
yep.
So, yeah. So conversation. Yeah, it's kind of time to. It's a moment in the social interaction where it's like about to go their separate ways, but I don't know if there's necessarily a resolution that has been reached with what to do about the assignment.
I think Sal now kind of realizing that we're maybe in a very awkward situation dealing with the princess here. Try and make a persuasion check here. Well, there is still like stuff down there that may be worth investigating. We took a look at what we could, but y'all probably have different levels of expertise, know different things than we do.
Well, yeah,
If
watch out for
you-
the room. There's still a bunch of like zombies trapped
There-
in there.
oh, yeah.
Don't flip the lever until you want to like kill them. That'd be
Sure.
bad. I mean,
Um,
you can take them, but like, you should know.
Good looking out.
but there are some things down there that might still need investigating. We dealt with the major, force that was down there, cleansed out the evil force that was down there. But perhaps if y'all are able to find anything and report that back to the school, could leverage that to still get points, or kind of do like say that there was some kind of joint work on the assignment between our teams. Maybe that would be of interest to y'all. I guess try and make a persuasion check to be like, this can be collaborative rather than us having to argue over who gets
Okay.
all the points.
Go ahead and hit me with perception. Sorry, persuasion check.
Okay, be good. 13.
I think collaboration is important for any adventurous society or country at large. My concern is, as we cited Regulation 43B earlier, we must direct our attention to 57C in that assignments can't be altered once they've been taken. So, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to turn in an assignment and take credit for another assignment.
Well, that's not explicitly true. I
Are
think
you
in this
sure?
circumstance, being that the source of the swamp puppy's angst was the taint that we ended up clearing, it's really an overlapping assignment. So
The Githyanki will step forward and say, "Prove it." Now? No. No need for hostility. As neither of us are the administrative arbiter of these matters, it appears we must go our separate ways and let the school decide. A sort of agree to disagree.
agreed
Seems like it. Yeah.
or no, agreed.
Well, if that's the case, I don't see any harm in sharing our fire and our rations if you care to, while we investigate the temple, and we can all return together.
Yeah, we were talking about possibly any objections, team. Ice baby.
That's
He'll
fine
just
with
checks with
me.
the group and
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
do you know
fine.
what? You just said, you saying Ice Ice Babies just reminded me. I believe earlier somebody tried to give the help action, and I
I
believe
was going
it's
to.
Yeah,
collaborate.
Oh,
we
apologize.
messed that up. Yeah.
I did actually want to double back on that because that was like the perfect way that you would help on a charisma check that was about to fail. Of like, I'm gonna laugh at the joke no matter what it is. I was like,
Yeah.
that was if you're collaborating, that is top notch
I
collaboration role play.
I I say this every time, and I'll continue to say it. Like, you guys are, it's so much fun to play with you guys. Like, I just um that's yeah, anyway. I cannot say it enough. Love you guys. Let's
You're a
continue.
fantastic
Okay.
wingman.
Okay. So yeah, I
Except for
guess you
the whole
guys,
date things that we do. But
so you guys will set up camp. Uh Kalak Erudar will head down the stairs. Are you guys
Before they
camping in
start,
the, okay?
before they start heading down, I just double tell them once again there's a room in there, there's a bunch of undead that they'll probably have no problem with whatsoever. We didn't want to take our chances by letting them out and trying to kill them without resting and whatnot, and they were locked up, so just be careful if you go into that room.
The half orc that is, how tall are, you're 3 feet? How tall are you?
3'5" or three
3'5"?
six.
So this half orc that is five through 5'3" taller than you, looks down and goes, "How strong?"
Yeah, I'm actually 3 feet. um it's like, oh, they're standard regular old zombies. It seems they were there was a lot of them though. I think there's still like 14 of them. So it's not that they're strong; it's that they've got numbers.
Hmm.
Is that right?
but they're
14.
in cages, or at least they were when we left them.
There's a lever at the center of the room. You press it, it opens the cage. They'll start coming out. We closed it, and Doris is a little little worried about talking to this guy because he's very intimidating. Again, with the forehead abs,
Yeah.
he's just like rambling about it at this point.
But you see he's like fully just listening, and like, not like, you see he's like, he's actually not bad at non-verbal communication. It's just, he's so impassive. So like when you say like there's 14, he's like, "Hmm." Like, he's like, he's just taking in your information, and you'll peter out and he goes, "Good," and like walk off. And you like, that's, he basically just said, "Thanks, friend." Like, that's orc for "thanks,
Be
friend."
safe.
Okay, so yeah, they'll vanish downstairs. Everybody will be setting up camp and doing the long rest.
So is it just because only two of them went down?
Mhm.
Um, the heir to the throne of the empire is still here with us.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So are you guys going back to the actual campsite that Dirk has out front, or are you guys staying in the
Yeah.
actual temple?
Well,
It doesn't matter, I guess. So I don't know why I asked. I just like clarity.
I assume we'd go back to the spot we knew was safe previously.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can't hurt.
Okay. Yeah. So they'll head down there for a while, and then they'll come back up.
Just between our group, I'm glad we didn't fight them because I'm still low on hit points and
Oh yeah, that would have been
spell
bad.
slots, and I got nothing.
When Aerodar comes back, he'll walk up to you, Oris, and go, "Zombie dead."
Hey, great job.
And you see he is like splattered. Like,
Offer him offer him my water skin to like, you could wipe your face off a little bit.
you this this half orc hand reaches down and like with index finger and thumb takes your water skin and pours it on his head, and like this little patch cleans off, and he goes, "Thank," and walks off.
You're most welcome.
I like him.
He's what's his? I have his sheet.
How do we get him?
Much more obvious than
He is a -2 to intelligence. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, his intelligence is 6, so that's -3. Okay. Yeah. Or yeah,
He might be
Yeah.
-4.
I think it's
Yeah.
I
He's
think it's
dumb.
-3. Yeah.
Dumb. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So you guys long rest. You guys can chit chat. Is there anything you guys would want to like get information out of the party or anything like that?
I think at one point, Catelyn is gonna try and like sidle up next to what's her name, the Corellia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it seems like you've been an adventurer for a while, right? Like you've been at the school.
No. This is my first year.
Oh, mine too.
Oh. Do you come from the city or?
Yeah, I grew up in the city. It's kind of been my dream to go to the school.
Oh, well,
Why did you come here? Because you could
my
have done
father.
anything, right?
Yes, it is a tradition in our family. We don't allow we don't allow the members of our family not to pull weight. It's my father's way of protecting against pampered nobodies, as he likes to say.
Oh, yeah, I know some of those nobles. Well, I don't know them, but I've met them or I've seen them.
Well,
I've seen
it's you know, it's it it's contra. I don't know. You want to go out and prove your independence, and yet you are given such help as to almost make your job unnecessary. And she's indicating that like she didn't choose her party essentially.
right.
Yeah. So
Can you sneak away from them? No, I'm not. Well, all right. That's what I said.
go ahead, go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah. And to be clear, she's not asking like, "Will you sneak away with me now?" It was,
I
"Do
got
you
it.
ever get away?"
Oh, okay. Oh, so you weren't asking her like, let's go sneak away right now?
No, it was.
Oh, then there's no persuasion check. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I just fully misunderstood.
No. I mean, maybe
Look,
she misunderstood also, but
I can play neurotypical. I can't be neurotypical. Okay.
it was more of a like, "Do you ever get to sneak away?"
Got it.
it's in the
She's,
camp like, hey,
she
you want to
says,
get out of here?
she's like, oh, we have a villa in the Thespian uh, the floating islands of Thespis. We have and she's like kind of listing a couple like like ski resorts, summer house. Like of course they have all this shit. So she's saying like, yeah, she gets to get away all the time.
But I mean, like, there's still like servants and stuff there, right? Like, I mean, do you ever really like to get to do your own thing?
There was a time when I was able to exert my will on my path. Mm. And she just leaves it there.
Was it was it fun?
It was exciting.
Mm.
It's when I met my patron and took my clerical vows, much to the dismay of my father. He came around, but there was a lot of broken furniture.
He didn't want you to be a cleric? I really only know one cleric, and it's Orez, and he's nice.
Yes, he seems quite nice.
Thank you.
I, I don't know if it's that I didn't want to be a cleric. It's that I just always knew that I was going to be the champion of the boundless sun. And that's not a role that clerics can take.
Why not?
Because they'll die. It's a very I joke. It is a very frontline position. There's a
Mm.
lot of danger involved. So I believe the last cleric that was the champion of the Boundless Sun was, I want to say, 400 years ago. And he had to wear so much magical armor to not die from the ballista from this was the Orcus siege, if you remember. And uh, he had to wear so much armor, he couldn't move more than 5 feet in any move. And he suffocated to death.
That seems like an oversight on the armorers.
Yes, they were all fired by beheading.
Fired.
Fired from life.
Guess they will be putting you down as a reference in the afterlife.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, thanks for chatting with me.
Let's-
I'm glad we got to meet.
My pleasure. I'd love to have a chat with you again sometime.
Yeah, I hope so. We go to the same school.
Well, we'll do lunch.
Great.
Whereas,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
if they ever post any of the like 2 group assignments, we'd be happy to double up with you guys.
The coach goes, I would love that. It's clear who's steering the ship.
Yeah. It's like a
Uh,
love party
it's well,
alo- along with like 15 parties. Like, we're helping.
And this is really when Oris is kind of realizing that not being given a top tier group to start off with is actually probably more beneficial um,
yeah.
than kind of just being a figurehead and not actually having a group that will follow or listen.
Well, and this speaks to you guys haven't been at the school for super long, but you would be able to sort of like just pick up on the tension between the school's philosophy and the adventurers philosophy, the adventure society philosophy, whereas the the political powers in this world very much need the adventure society they need to be in the adventure society's good graces, just like the adventure society need to be in their good graces so they can operate in their territories. There are a couple countries where they're not allowed to, and the government has just taken over that responsibility to moderate or lesser success. But more or less it's this mutual thing. But the adventure society is optimization, money, like how do we like the most clean, efficient way. They don't care about your personal journey. Whereas uh the Academy of Dungeon Hunters is kind of arguing that the original intent of dungeon hunting like also includes an element of exploration and investigation, and not just like kill monsters. Both are completely valid, so that's why they can exist peacefully. But so she is going to this school not to discover herself, but to just to be meta, to level up and be able to go be a very powerful adventurer. So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So you guys can bed down for the night. The wizard has been reading this entire time. uh Kalok staring daggers at Orez. Erudar's kind of like, you see he's like very task focused, and if he doesn't have anything to do, he doesn't do anything. And he's been sitting there.
What about Brad? Did he disappear right away, or
You can make a perception check. I put his token in the GM layer after he's rolled a nat 20 on a stealth check, and no one said anything about it. So
perception? You said
yeah, he's been gone for a while, and he's been making rolls.
7.
7.
I was checked.
He rolled a 9. Yeah, I don't know. He's got to be around here somewhere, right?
Rangers doing ranger things.
When they came back up from the tunnel, were they carrying stacks of gold?
You didn't see any.
Okay.
Yeah, but they. I mean, if they saw it.
I don't think these guys really care too much about gold.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole thing about the school, the like certain items of like so much value, that like the government's gonna want to get involved. So like, so now like there's an amount of gold within the Cavian Empire that is like, all right, so is the school gonna claim it? Like, there's gonna be a very like interesting bureaucratic fight over this.
Yeah. But the fact that they know about it limits our what we tell them now.
Limits what you tell them, also limits like what you can get, like what you've taken is all you can get now.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we
it
kill them
belongs in a
all.
museum.
Yeah, good luck.
That was a nice rest. Anyway, as you were saying, Fight Night.
Nice to meet you, Step.
Well, this is why you don't lose track of Rangers for more than 2 hours. Okay, so yeah, so you guys are going to be able to bed down for the night. As you guys go to sleep, that's when you either, we'll do this one at a time because you guys are now level 3. You have caught up to your coach, who was a little bit ahead of you guys just because he was the coach. So now you guys can move forward hand in hand. Who would like to describe their character's journey into level 3 first?
Sure. Mine's pretty straightforward. Cat goes up to level 3 and takes the thief archetype. She has already mostly been a thief her entire life, so it's not a huge leap for her to continue on that path.
And just so your fellow party members can help strategize with you, what sort of things do you get when you turn level 3 as a thief?
Fast.
I knew it. Yeah, go ahead.
Which I can use a bonus action to make a dexterity sleight of hand check to use your thieves tools to disarm a trap, open a lock, or take the use object action. And second story work, so I can climb better. I can climb faster than normal, and climbing no longer costs extra movement.
Well, and I think you get something for falling damage too with that, or no?
It says when you make a running jump, the distance you cover increases by the number of feet equal to your dex modifier.
Interesting.
Okay. Nothing about falling yet.
Huh. All right, yeah, maybe it's later. Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, Kellen, as you're bedding down, you sort of are doing your instinctual thing you've learned to do your whole life. Like your back's up against a tree, so like nothing can sneak up behind you. Like you thoroughly check around to make sure wherever this Brad guy is, like like you like that makes it very hard for you to go to sleep. But as you're sitting there thinking about, like, you got thrown into this new world that is like not something you're familiar with. It's completely like foreign, and yet it kind of operates exactly like it did when you were living on the streets. It's just they call things different. You know what I mean? Like there's a regulation in which you can acquire gold. It's like, well, you can just take the gold. I don't need the regulation, but then the regulation allows you to steal the gold. So it's like, as you're realizing that though you don't know about the world, it is not as detrimental to you. You feel like a lot more confident in your abilities, and you're like, okay, yeah, if if a thief I was, a thief I will be. And like you have this like newfound confidence in yourself and your situation of like, okay, well, I'm at this school now, so we're gonna play this out, you know.
Hmm.
Um, cool stuff.
And I think another thing during her, she trances for 4 hours because she's an elf.
Yeah.
So the other 4 hours while everyone else is sleeping, she's gonna kind of go through her head of all of the people that have helped her over the years, and like her friends, and there was a tavern owner who would let her sleep in the tavern if there were no customers on a bad night, on a bad weather night, that sort of
Mhm.
thing. And she's going to kind of like tick through all of these people and write a few notes and like tally up, I'm going to give this person 3 gold. I'm going to give this person 10 gold.
Oh wow.
This tavern keeper is going to get 50 gold because they helped me a number of times over a number of years, that sort of thing. So she's got
Okay.
kind of a list of people and that she wants to give money to, kind of pay back some debts, some that are official and some that are like perceived debts, and
Yeah.
write little notes to all of them, sign her name to the people who know her name,
What
and then
is
mhm,
what is the most illegal thing that Ketlin has done?
the most illegal.
And if it's something like a part of your if it's if it's something you want to keep secret, totally
Yeah,
fine. I guess let me phrase the question. That's a bad question. Let's phrase it this way. Is Ketlin the steal to eat or steal to thrive or it's kind of there's a whole gray area where it's like some people can afford to be stolen from.
I think for the gray area,
Okay.
like when she talked about the nobles who she's seen who look like useless people,
Yeah.
if she had a chance to steal from them, she maybe would have, even if she didn't need to, because some people deserve to be stolen from.
Okay, great. I love that. I think that's very sweet. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Um who wants next? Who wants next?
I can go next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sal, like during that last fight, he kind of like had that moment of like the divine energy that he's been tapping into finally seemed to like take form,
Mhm.
and it was that kind of helped him realize which oath he was going to take and commit to as a paladin. So I think as he kind of gets ready for the night, he like opens up one of his books, like the basically the Oaths in You pamphlet that he had
Sure.
gotten in one of his classes,
Yeah, yeah.
and he goes through and finds which one kind of matches that form that it had taken, and
Uh-huh.
is like, okay, I'm gonna commit to this. I'm gonna become Oath of Redemption. And he sort of takes the start of like the Oath of Redemption, like the actual written oath that he's supposed to take,
Mhm.
and he writes that out. And then there's also kind of space for him to like sort of modify it and make it his own. And he kind of spends the night before he finally gets too tired and goes to sleep by just like drafting different versions of this oath and trying to like find a way to make it his own.
He's doing he wrote his own vows. Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. Um okay. So you pull out this pamphlet and it's kind of at this point folded because Sal is a little old school and he's like he didn't transfer the information, he just kept the pamphlet.
Mhm.
So so it's just been like in his pocket for a while. And it's like it's folded, it's kind of fading. But it's got like the word art kind of like poppy, like to like, I'm gonna give you like try to like organize this information in a fun way, but it's still just a bunch of information. Um and it's like you're flipping through it and you're flipping through the tenets and you know the sections are saying like peace, innocence, patience, wisdom. And you're thinking back on the times like when you've had to serve as a city guard as like a police escort for visiting nobles, religious dignitaries and stuff like that. So you've seen paladins before and they have always carried themselves in this very haughty like armor cuz like it's the from where you're from because you were closer to the Vitaipian theocracy, right?
Mhm.
So you got to see how they operated a lot, and they have this like air of fuck you, and everything about them is better with you, which kind of like turns you off to the whole idea of paladinism for a while. Um, but as you've been working with these kids, and it's like, no, it's just it's your function as part of a group is like, if you're the city guard of a group with a purpose, it aligns with what the school is saying a paladin is, not with what you thought a paladin was. And you feel this, it's like this internal like door cracking open, and you don't have the words yet, but you know the direction of it is, and you keep like thinking about this: peace, innocence, patience. Is like, what does patience, what forms does patience take, what forms does innocence take? Like, it's like all this like kind of things, and now you're also working with a cleric of peace, like, so it's like, it's all kind of like dovetailing together. um which, well, you guys had known each other, that's right. So it's all that fits in perfectly. Yeah, love it. Okay. Uh Ragnar, Ragnar or Orez? Who?
I think it'd be Ragnar first.
Yeah, Ragnar. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right. Um, so Ragnar is um, happy he's out here exploring again, and he's starting to realize that after all this smashing with hammers, he's realizing that his hands are a lot better for smashing now.
Hmm.
So he's realizing that his hammer might be his hands instead of a hammer. Like his hands became his
Yeah.
hammer.
What you for level 3, do you pick a subclass, right? Or no?
Yes.
What
It's
it Mhm.
I had chosen. Uh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, yeah, I use the way of mercy.
The Way of Mercy. You
Mm.
guys are very aligned, which is fun. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so okay, so we forgot to do this with Sal. What so your party can help you strategize. What or you guys can optimize. What do you get?
So I basically get healing hands, so I can now heal. I can also deflect and use like as a reaction, deflect missiles and throw it right back.
Nice.
Like basically using key points.
Catch bolt.
Um, yeah, and I can also it's a lot of it's with key points. I can do extra damage more using my hands,
Mm-hmm.
unarmed strikes.
Okay, and um, the Way of Mercy monks often have a mask that they wear when using the features of your subclass.
Mm.
Oh wait, Way of Mercy. That's, you get to do necrotic. Oh, you're gonna ruin people's day. Shit. Okay. Yeah, so you're kind of like an angel of mercy, not okay. So what so okay. So Ragnar, as you've been going through this temple, you realize that while these people were justifying what they were doing in a really roundabout backwards way, they're also like not entirely wrong or not 100% wrong. Of like, there is a certain time where you do have to draw a line in the sand to, you know, you have to move in a direction. It can't just be might makes right, or it's like any situation you develop will only work for that situation, and things change and this, that, and the other. Um and as you so there was a lot of like detritus and stuff in the actual temple, but like um among the personal effects, when you guys were in the dormitory, you saw that like for some of the rituals, these proto druids had ritualistic masks that they would wear. um featuring different animals, sometimes like a stylized human face. So truly, like whatever resonance with Ragnar, you would be able to find something that covers your face when you're doing things. Or unless you don't want to cover your, it's completely up to you, but it's just traditional to the Way of Mercy. So whatever you want.
Um, and I would have gotten this as I was going through the temple, right? Basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah, you would have. So, it's just like you guys looted some stuff. You picked up. You know
Okay.
that. Hmm.
I will go with like I picked up a bear head almost.
Hmm.
Uh, because I start realizing that my fists are really strong, and then uh, and yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm realizing that I can just start swinging better.
So as you're dreaming, you hear the ringing of hammer on stone in this rhythmic, like hypnotic, like boom, boom, boom. And you start walking down this tunnel in a cave, very much like where you're from, and where you would meet the monk that first sort of like initiated you into like this whole idea. As you round that corner and go into the space where he had his forge, there's a bear instead, not using a hammer, but just paw slapping the anvil and the metal that's on top of it, like just pounding it into the shape. And it's like the rhythmic, you see, like as he's moving his hands, it's like this perfect circle. And it just sort of becomes this rhythmic thing that you watch and watch. And it like zens you out, and you realize like it sort of like starts removing your duality of the hammer and the striking, and what has been struck circles around to the striker, and what is struck, and it like boom 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 boom. And you wake up, and there's not like a message or a revelation, but you wake up with like your perception shifted just a little bit. And that's when you look down at your hands and you realize like the hammer is it's like it's one of those things where it's like the realization as soon as you put it into words sounds stupid. you, you know just because it's symmetrical doesn't mean it makes sense, but like you're like it makes sense
Yeah,
to you, you just can't like articulate it right. Anyway,
yeah.
yeah, cool, love it. I always love monks. It's been one of my favorite classes for a long time. Okay. Last, certainly not least, we have Ores, who has certainly, as a cleric of peace, been pushed and tested, and now is responsible for students. How's he doing?
So if Ors is going up a level, he's hitting level 4, which means he's taken either a feat or ASI on the
Hmm.
level. And with DM approval, would like to take the feat of resilience.
Sure.
Both.
Let me hear what it is first.
Well, I would do the Constitution resilience of. Hold on. What resilience actually gives you? Choose one
I don't remember. Oh,
one
right. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
uh, ability that gets a point, and then you gain proficiency in it in saving throws
And
using that chosen ability. So this
and,
is
and yeah.
going to go
And your
with
constitution
resilience.
goes up, right?
Yeah, Constitution by 1, and then I now have proficiency on saving throws, which is great for a class that requires concentration.
Yeah.
Such being a cleric, as well as I also think it fits that I've had to, or has just had to naturally become a little bit more resilient in
Yeah.
just his actions and standing up for the group, and no longer trying to slink into the background and stay just in the background. He's had to get tougher skin, more outgoing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And um. Okay. So as Ores goes to sleep, he finds himself in, where did I put it? So sorry, stand by. Oh, that's right, because it's in this document. I'll get talk about something. I'll give you a topic. Rhode Island. It's not a road. It's not an island. Discuss.
And
Uh,
there, it's nice.
SNL. Okay.
I could give really quickly the things I had because I forgot to say those.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I main thing I got, so pick the subclass. With that, I get 2 options for Channel Divinity, which I can use once every short rest. One is Emissary of Peace, which gives me like a big bonus to charisma checks for 10 minutes whenever I
Okay.
use it. I
Yep.
have Rebuke the Violent, so if an attacker deals damage to me or one of my friends, I can force them to do a Wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they take that full amount of damage back as radiant damage.
That's
And I
deep.
also have Sanctuary as a spell now. So a lot of it based around
Yeah.
diffusing conflict or protecting other people in the party.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely gonna shoot up. Okay. Yeah. Why? So yeah. Whereas when you go to sleep, you actually find yourself standing in a grove in a very pleasant smelling and sun dappled forest with a little path in front of you and flowers clearly delineating it in like you have like plumeria and like just orchids. It's just this very like it's not organized super well. It's almost like one of like have you ever seen like a wild garden where it's like organized but it's not like segmented, if that makes sense. But there's definitely a flow to it.
There's intent.
Yeah.
Sorry, and so I wake up in the grove and there's a path in front of me, right?
Mhm.
I just
Yeah, absolutely.
follow the path.
Yeah, you walk down the path, you know, it's just very pleasant. A sense of peace is coming over you. You the path goes away. It goes a ways, and it's almost like right as you're expecting to get there, you get there, and it opens up into this fresh spring that's bubbling up on a stone altar that is dripping down into the grass, and it's like filtering down into the moss. And the moss is like it's like naturally draining away, so like the ground isn't wet, aside from like this little ring around the altar. And there is a figure standing there. I just realized I can send you this. And you, how would I send you this to you? uh, who's sharing their screen?
I am.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you, and you can share it.
Or you can just put it up on Roll20 if it's just a picture.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we'll see it if you.
Oh,
Unless you want to keep it secret from the rest of us, in which case don't do that, because then that would defeat the purpose.
I will defer to Mr. Jason.
I think we're telling a story. Tell her seeing the story. Put it on it.
Alrighty. How do I do that? I want to upload a.
Or you could just do screen share and the thing I could.
But that'll show too much because it's in a document.
Can you just open the image
Hold
separately?
on. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm sorry.
Just, you know,
I wasn't ready. I should have been because I knew it was
live
happening.
performances, everyone.
I should have because I knew it was happening.
Do I recognize the figure standing in front of me?
Wrong. Yes, you do. Wait, what was I trying to do? Set screen share?
Yes.
Yeah. Chrome tab. Yeah. This one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So standing in front of you is a figure that you know very well ever since you took your cleric vows. It is one of the depictions of the god Nathaniel, GnothanIel, who is one of the children of the god of knowledge. Um, just for everybody, this is very common knowledge about him. So, just for everybody's situational awareness, the entity that's known as Nathaniel is an ascended mortal who achieved enlightenment through years of study, meditation, and travel. He learned that the commonalities between sentient beings saw no need for ideological conflict as it pertains to interactions between sentient races. Whereas the deities of natural forces sometimes killed or survive, Nathaniel has known that the path of peace is one of balance and not one of it's not a doctrine, it's a path, if that makes sense.
So
So
I see him stand there, and Oris is going to approach.
come, Ores, come.
Hello.
You've done quite well.
Th- Thank you. It's truly an honor.
Please, no need for such formalities.
I,
Tell me your concerns.
this feels very surreal. What's why are you here?
I felt the balance shift, young one.
No,
And when I looked, what did I see but one of my own, right in the middle, underprepared? Oh, little one,
is this
you
is
have a
this
journey ahead of you.
this because I've been partaking in battle?
Yes, no. The path is the path. We only choose to walk it.
How can I right the imbalance?
Well, if I tell you, it wouldn't be any fun. No. There are many ways to right wrongs. My path is not your path, and your path is not my path. Just as the path to peace is not one that has no conflict, but one of conscious conflict. And I think you stepping into this world has made you aware of that fact.
It sometimes seems unavoidable.
Yes. Well, that's all I wanted to do is say that I'm proud of you and grateful that you've come to the understanding of my path of peace is not one that gives way, but one that stands firm. We don't have to aggress, but we don't have to tolerate evil either.
Or it's just sort of feels like a warm fuzzy inside that he's being thought of as entities. Proud of him. It just strengthens his resolve to continue. And yes, like sometimes I still struggle even when I think it necessary to engage in fights. How do I overcome that?
Have you ever thought about the role faith plays in a world in which the supplicants know that their gods are real?
Not specifically. It just seems matter of fact to me.
Hmm. But you can't believe something and know it.
I think I see.
I believe you left this behind. And he pulls the staff that was sitting on the altar and hands it to you. And as it lands in your hand, you're expecting this like huge weight, and it's light as a feather.
I tried to pull it off the altar before, and I couldn't budge it. Worried
Yes,
I'm gonna get
my
crushed by it. I'm like, oh.
yes, you
Whew.
fully brace yourselves, and he chuckles, and he just says, I my gift to you is I have I have removed the curse of this item. You will need it on the path ahead.
Perish it.
And as you look down at this staff, like the information enters your mind as if like it's being identified for you, and he will say, um, "We have. I present you with the staff of the worm caller. And you will see, where did I? That's in my homebrew. I know. Um, did that work? It did not. I tried to display to the VTT, but instead I will change what I'm sharing so you guys can see it. And while you guys are seeing it, I will tell the people. The Staff of the Worm Caller is an uncommon magical item. It was created with the intent of controlling dragons. When attuned, this staff allows you to cast the spell Lord of Flame and Wing. Lord of Flame and Wing. You speak a one-word command to any number of draconic type creatures you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect if the target is not draconic in nature. Some typical commands. So if you think command spell, this is a variant of that. Approach, drop, flee, grovel, but also feel free to, dragons can fly, breathe fire, and all this stuff. So uh use it as you will. So it's one action, range is 60 feet.
Give us a reminder. What does the staff look like?
It is, did we describe it at all? It's essentially this, what what is it, catechus, is that the word, the medical symbol thing?
Caduceus?
Oh.
Caduceus. So it looks
Mhm.
like a caduceus in that it has these like twin dragons that are like twined around in the relief on the staff itself. So it's embossed. Embossed is the one where it's in, not out, right? Or is
Sure.
embossed? No, embossed is when it's out. So it's like the indent. You know what I mean? It's carved into the staff,
Mhm.
um, all the way up to the head, and it's the two dragons that are like holding an orb in between it. Is the Staff of the Worm Caller.
I'm just looking at it
And
in awe, and I'm like, this is really going to stand out.
yeah, absolutely. And it's a it's a 6 foot. You holding it.
Full on staff.
It's a full staff. Like it's not sized to you. And he kind of looks at it and goes, "If you're going to use that, I could I could make it.
Maybe just a tiny bit.
Yeah, just we'll take a little." And he, like, you see it just like reduces in size a little.
Breathe a
So
sigh
it's
of
still
relief.
like it's still too tall, but it's like 5 feet, not. It's manageable. Okay, and then he'll gesture um, to the fountain, uh, that has like a ritualistic. It has like it's an unadorned stone fountain with an unadorned stone bowl that is clearly like you drink from the fountain. And he'll gesture and say, "Go in peace, my child."
I go to the fountain and I kneel in front of it, and I realize that I'm too short to actually drink from it while kneeling. So I,
The
go,
gra- Go ahead.
so go and I grab the bowl, and then I kneel back down.
Yeah, so you drink the water, and it's already been a very cooling and pleasing sensation, but now it's internal and it's like spreading from the inside out, and you feel your body get more resilient as you take this gift from your patron deity. And you wake up with the best sleep you've ever had in your life.
Then I realize I'm back in the sweltering hot wet forest.
And you're
Ugh,
like, this sucks.
guys,
You're like, that was so nice.
I got used to it before.
Well, the gods give and the gods take away. So
How it do?
yes, sir. Okay,
Right. So then,
great.
does that count as attunement?
He will. Oh shit! You do have to do to attune. You have to chant. Do the chant of the worm collar. But you guys heard him repeat it so many times that you're
Hmm.
able to attune it just by verbally repeating what he said. You see the lights like run up the relief in the staff, and then and you just feel it attuned to you, and it's like adding another sense to you of that. You get the sense that like not only does it like it can control draconic types, but it will also give you a warning if they're close.
Warning, dragon near.
Warning, warning. uh Alert, alert. Okay, and when you guys wake up, The other party is nowhere to be found. Oh wait, no,
Oh,
they said they were going back with you.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
Never mind.
gonna say just
Okay.
because there's another party there doesn't mean that we're not leaving a lookout.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay. dokie. So yeah, you guys wake up. Everyone is preparing just to walk back to school.
Okay.
all right,
Uh,
pack up the stuff and get ready to head on out.
yeah. You guys would definitely notice though this in the morning that your packs are a lot lighter, like so much lighter.
Yeah,
I was rolling so well.
and Ketlin was definitely going to check her pack during the night, the
But I
next
was
morning.
rolling so well. So yeah, I'll say you guys have a third of the original gold that you took out.
Can we just go back in and grab more?
Well, no, because it's time to go back, and then they have they like if you take more, now the numbers are off.
Ketlin's just gonna say, "Hey, Brad, are you around?"
There's go ahead and give me a perception check, and this is oppose. He's gonna oppose his stealth.
And I'm calling out to him, so if he
Yeah,
doesn't want to answer, I guess that is up to him. Perception, you said?
yeah, it's 13. You got to beat.
At a 7.
Okay.
No,
Um,
sorry, 6.
yeah, you don't see him at all. And then a voice from behind goes, "Yep."
Yeah. Can I have my gold back?
What do you give me?
Aurelia,
Respect?
All right, if you can find it, you can have it.
Man, I had to.
What's that?
What's what?
And go ahead and
I
roll a
don't turn
perception
around.
check. Yeah, but roll a perception check.
12.
Oh, he got it. 12. Beats it. And he goes, "Yeah, well, sometimes it works." And walks off.
Brett, no, come on, man. I gotta walk all the way home today. I don't want to spend an hour looking for my stuff.
All right, so it's time to go.
or is this going to go to Corellia and be like, "Hey,
I
I
rolled.
don't know what
Sorry,
the
go
code
ahead.
of conduct is, but I think it's also in there about which code specifically. Also, I think they're not supposed to steal from other students, and
I'm
I,
I'm sorry. Was something stolen?
I think
Like
Brad
they didn't.
took
Yeah, she.
a lot of the
Yeah.
gold from us that we had
I'm
found
so.
on our."
Brad took. Brad, is that true? And you go. You see Brad go. No.
Come on, man. You know it is.
Hold on. He's got full stats. They all have character sheets. Hold on.
Yeah.
What does he add to
Come on. You just said you took it from.
21? So you're saying this no like it's pretty clear he doesn't have it on him. None of them have it on them. Like, I don't know, like he rolled a 21, so you guys can try to roll insight against it if you want to beat it. But as
I mean,
far as you
he
can tell, he didn't take anything. He's
just told me he took
22.
it from me. So
well, you
I'm gonna
don't
go.
believe. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
go.
22.
22. Okay. Well, yeah, okay, he's lying.
He's got to
I'm gonna
tell.
go look for it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
Whenever he
not
lies,
leaving
he's
here without my
speaking.
3,000
The
gold.
his lack of interest in you knowing whether or not he stole from you is what is defeating him in this moment.
Mhm.
and like I don't know, it's just there's like this little awkwardness of like, he's lying, he's not backing down, and how are you going to prove that he stole anything?
Kellen's looking for the gold.
Okay, go ahead and give me
Wandered
investigation or
around looking
perception.
for it.
Yeah.
Perception plus 2, 16.
Okay. 24.
We
Who
had
knows,
such a
man?
nice evening.
The wet forest is like so he could have put it anywhere. Like
Mhm.
there's just too many places to hide it. And there's like the little coffins out back. He could have put it back downstairs. He could have just put it back. Like there's just no way of knowing, unfortunately.
I mean, Kellen's wandering off. She's gonna keep looking. That's 3,000 gold. She's not
Yeah.
walking away from that.
All right. I mean, it's gonna affect the assignment, but da, da, da. So they're
Sal is
gonna
gonna
wait for a
go.
while, but they're not gonna wait forever. So it's
Mhm.
yeah.
Once we've waited long enough, Sal is going to go pick up Ketlin and put her in the boat.
Okay. You're like, it's so much gold. It's like we are still insanely wealthy. Like,
I mean, yes, but like
I mean,
2,000 gold is a magic sword, and that's it. Then we're broke
yeah,
again.
that's actually not a ton of money.
It's not that much.
yeah. So
So there's no finding this money.
I mean, it would be like they're gonna leave.
Hmm.
So
I think after a little bit of searching, Catelyn's gonna walk back up to Brad and be like, "Look, man, I could really use that money. I know you took it. You know that I know that you know that I took it. That you took it. However that works. You know what I mean. Can I? Can you just tell me where it is?
give me persuasion.
Why can't I find my persuasion of +1 is a 9.
Um, what is actually actually roll it with advantage, and I have a I can't tell you the reason, but
17.
17. You see, he starts to scoff and walk off again, but like something about the way you ask, makes him stop, and he looks and he like looks around to see if anybody is within earshot, and he can see you. You both like can see that no one's in earshot. And he goes, how long have you lived on the streets?
I left the orphanage at like 14, so 10 years ish. I don't know.
When you're running a con, you need to know your character's backstory. And you'll see he'll like gesture with his head, and you look behind you, and there's a sack nestled in the roots of the tree right behind you.
So,
And then
God, I missed that. You're good at this.
when you turn back around, give me a perception.
Is he gone?
DC 24.
Persuade. That's +2. So I got a natural 1 for a
Okay.
3.
Yeah, he's gone. He got a 24.
Thanks, Brad. Just I say to the trees, apparently, and I go pick up my gold and be like, well, is it mine or is it everyone's?
Just yours.
Alright.
And it was like, and it's done in such a way that like he put it there, snuck around, like tapped you on the shoulder, said hi, had a conversation, told you where it was. You turned around and he's gone again. Like,
I can't tell if I like or hate Brad.
yeah, right.
I think you still hate him as he did take the rest of our gold.
Well, yeah, you hate him.
I got my gold.
Yeah.
All you had to do was talk to Brad, apparently. um, yeah, and we can't. Yeah, that's gonna have to be how much you want to reveal about what. But
Yeah.
I guess
Yep.
nobody
No,
heard it, so yeah.
yep. I understand what he's talking about.
Yep. Okay. So, so you guys start heading back, unless you guys do you let him know that you got your gold back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, I found it. You guys should talk to Brad. He might let you know where it is. It's hard to say. He's hard to read.
Are you trying to out Brad again as the thief? Everyone knows that it was.
I'm just telling my
Yeah.
friend. Like,
Oh, okay,
we all know that he knows. I'm
yeah,
not outing him in front of his friends.
yeah. Yeah. You get the sense that it's one of those political things where, like, if you pursue this claim that a party member of the daughter of the emperor of the Cabian Empire stole something,
Mhm.
you might win it. Like, you might win that case,
There will
and
be consequences for
and then
someone.
you know and it might go fine.
Hmm.
And it
Hmm.
might turn out that Adolfo isn't famous for his temper.
Actually, I'm still
Um,
struggling with why we couldn't just go back and reload with the gold that's left in the.
because they now know how much is there. So if you take more, then it's going to show up with less. If you take 100 gold, probably not noticed. But if you take 5,000, it might be. It's a risk. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't automatically happen. If you want to go back there and do it, you can. But you also have them now watching you take gold. Like, so you would also have to do it in a way that they can't see you do it.
But we also know that they took gold from us and hid it, so it's just like
But not officially. They didn't officially take it because we did, because Brad, that would involve accusing Brad in front of the council or in front of the school.
It's this really transparent political move of, like, everybody give me an insight check for this situation of, like, why they're acting the way they are.
19.
25.
7.
14.
25. You absolutely got it. What you realize what she is doing is she directed Brad to put the gold back, because there is something going on between the government and the academy in regards to loot, and it's a fight that's, now that, like, if you think about it, it's probably an argument they have every 6 months, and it gets negotiated and renegotiated and all this stuff. So all she's doing is acting in the best interest, and that maybe in her mind you guys were stealing from her first because this is her land. It's like, it's her country, and it was found on her soil. So it's like they unilaterally just decided that your fee was a little bit less than what you had.
Okay.
I got a 14, so I don't know if I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, but somebody got a 19, so you'd be able to see, like, the kind of, like, shape of that, of, like, there's a political thing happening, and it's, like, transparent and obvious. But so yeah, I mean, you could risk stealing the gold back, or totally up to you. But it's very clear she's not going to, like, overtly admit to anything.
Okie doke. Sal doesn't care that much. He's like 2,000, 5,000. I can
The,
get a nice hat.
the school provides. You guys are going to have plenty of assignments. Come
Get a nice hat.
come I was actually surprised how well I was rolling for Brad.
Hmm.
But he is a stealthy boy. Oh,
Then I think we're ready to head off back to the school. We're traveling with the other group, right?
Okay.
Yep.
yeah, you guys can head back. So, all right. Well, folks, it is 3 o'clock, and that
Mhm.
is our natural normal break time. So, we are going to pause here. We're going to come back in, I don't know, 15, 20. What do we want?
15.
15.
Okay.
15
Uh,
it is.
While we're on break, the party is meandering back to the school.
Yes.
Hmm.
See you guys real soon.
See you soon, guys.
See ya.
And we're ready to come back